What's up, LC heads? So I was asked about some paid gear, so I figured, hey, I might as well just go over all the paid gear that I've been pretty much just missing in the past couple months. We go back to Prefect of God Zero, Zero the Hero. Man, this is one that, as you can see, I'm working towards myself. This thing is pretty insane for him. Skill 1 max, stock +1, cool. But here's where it gets big. When no weapons are equipped, which is how he's going to be, ice skill and special damage plus 50%, and damage cap 15,000 more. And oh wait, you also get strength plus 15%. That's super nice. But really the 50% to damage is crazy, really good, because that's pretty much all the damage that he's going to be doing. I mean, everything this guy does comes from his skills, and hey, his special too, why not? Here's 50% more. That is just a huge number, a huge percent. It's a lot more damage. He's going to do a lot more damage in guild versus guild. So, for me, this one might be worth it. Obviously, I'm 30 out of 50 creds. That's right. Unfortunately, they did make this thing 50 creds. What are you going to do, though? It's got 700 hit points, 124 strength, nice, and 21 defense, right? It's also coming with some lightning attribute resistance and some ailment resistance to, what is that, headaches. Either way, great piece of gear. It's hard to replace this with something else that's going to give you any of this for him, right? Because it's he's a boxer, this dude, right? Prefect of God Zero fights with his hands. So, equipment and things that, give you bonuses for not using a weapon are kind of rare to begin with. And then you have a buff that's this effing huge to contest with here. 50% more to damage that he's doing pretty much with his skills and with his special, right? Forget about the extra damage cap and the strength 15%. Like, yeah, you're not going to even come close to replacing an item like this. So this definitely adds a shit ton of power to Prefect of God Zero, the anti-hero. So yeah, at 30 out of 50 on that one. We went from Prefect of God to the collab dropped, right? Collab part 1 is Aniz ul Gaon, and he is a monster. Luckily, we have 2 pieces of gear at 25 creds a piece, so, you can just settle for one piece or another if you only got 25 creds from pulling on him and you got the hero. So he has a staff here and he has a robe. The staff, 258 intelligence, 50 MP, mind 144. Magic attack and special damage plus 30%. That's nice. Tier attack magic damage 20%. Tier attack magic is his special magic that he does. It is that fire spell, and it is that no attribute damage spell that he does. Getting 20% more to those magic damages is very nice for him. And when magic and special attacking, give enemy mind minus 10% and deal damage to them. Really good staff, powerful stuff. I don't think we can enhance this stuff. Somebody will check me on that if I'm wrong, but even if you can't enhance this and increase intelligence on it, this is still really good. You're getting magic attack 30%, and then when it's his magic, his special tier magic, that's another 20%. So here's 50% damage on this thing. That's very easy to access. So this works out great for him. Great staff. Are you going to be able to replace it? There's plenty of good like Godforged staffs. You'll be able to kind of come close to some of this, but obviously this is going to be the best staff for him. That's up to you. Now the robe, 107 intelligence, MP 30, defense 149, and mind 195. It's got what, light attribute 10, so it curbs his weakness a little bit, and it gives him the same resistance ailment that Zero's accessory gave him, which is what, resistance to headaches or whatever. So the ability on this, magic attack damage cap 5k. Okay, I can live without that. Damage taken minus 15% is really nice for a mage. That's just flat damage taken. That's not magical. That's not physical. It's either or. It's 15% to flat damage taken. That's really nice. Attack magic casting speed plus 10%. That's nice for any mage. Any mage will take that on their armor slot. And battle start, give unit an auto revive buff. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, and you get a +1, an extra life. Definitely nice. So, man, if I was choosing, it's a tough call on this one. If you are only choosing one, because it's like, man, we have a lot of good staffs in LC, but this is still really good too, right? I mean, I'm not really that impressed by the damage cap. That's fine, but the damage taken, the extra life, the casting speed, yeah. It all depends on you, of course. At the end of the day, what staffs do you have access to? What do you actually got? But it's some pretty powerful gear. I do think most people are going to go with the staff, though. 50% more damage to his tier magic when it's all said and done is pretty freaking awesome. And the enemy mind minus 10, that's powerful stuff. Aside from him, we also got Albedo. Cool, I remembered her name. So we have 3F, her super freaking, what is it, an axe, yeah. 214 strength, 60 defense, and 42 mind. So the axe adds to her defense, that's cool. When equipped with only one weapon, dark physical attack damage 30% and damage cap 5k. Battle starts, add 10% of defense to strength and defense plus 10%. This is going to definitely help her have a monster defense. And off of that monster defense, she's getting more strength as well. This is actually giving her, a substantial amount of attack on this weapon. That is very nice for her, because when you add 10% of defense to strength, her defense stat is really high. So this is going to add a lot of attack to her. I had no problem getting this girl to 10,000 attack very easily, especially when her health is low. This would obviously just push that over the limit because I don't have her paid gear. And then we have her full plate armor, Albedo full plate armor. Damage taken minus 25%. Holy shit, that's really good. This isn't physical damage, this isn't magical damage, this is damage taken. So either or, minus 25, that's really good. Some really good 7-8 star armor right now would have like minus 20% physical damage, So this just blatant 25% to just damage, that's amazing. And then skill and special damage plus 20%, damage cap 2000. Nullified defense down debuffs from active skills. So this is going to help her retain her freakishly high defense, which is what you want for a tank like her. The nullified defense is a nice touch on here. Man, this is going to make her so much harder to shift. And of course, we have some attribute resistance, 10% to light. An ailment, blind resist is really nice, right? You don't want to be blind when she activates her 200% bonus to strength and has like a 1200 strength or 12,000 strength. If you're blind and you miss all those attacks, it's not really going to matter. So it's nice for her to have that blind resistance there. And yeah, I would expect her armor to be pretty damn gnarly, right? Because I mean, she is a tank. So with her, I probably would have to get that armor. Just, I think it would be more useful for her role, for like guild versus guild and stuff like that. She would just become so. At the same time, we have really good, we have good armors that you can put on her as a tank. How many axes do we have, right? The axe that I have on her is okay. It's not doing all this for her though. So you need to kind of think about that and just look through your inventory, see what you got, what you have access to. Even if you don't have something, if you can find something in the God Forge that will work, you can aim towards getting that, and that gives you something to work for. So at the end of the day, it's always coming down to you, and you know that. But yeah, they have definitely pumped out some powerful stuff here. So, and a lot of the choices being made is going to have to do with what role do you want to use that character as? Are you going to use it PvP, PvE? Are you getting a character and designating them really just for like guild versus guild? Because, you know, things like that are going to affect the gear that you're probably going to take. Pretty cool stuff though. And man, I didn't even pick up the paid weapon for... Ooh, that's right. Here's Spellblade Zalbius that I didn't get. For great hero Adele. He is an LC hero, so I'm hoping that one day I will be able to pick this thing up with, what are those little red crystal things? Alright, give me something to fish for in there. Great hero Adele sword for 50 creds. Man, 342 strength, 15 defense. When equipped with only one weapon, fire and light, skill and special damage plus 35%. And that's cool because his kit is cut in between light and fire, right? He's doing light and fire damage. So this is going to let you boost both of those types by 35%. That strengthens him all the way around. Damage cap, 10,000 more. Very nice. Fire and light damage cap. 2 bosses, another 5,000. And oh yeah, there's that strength 15%. I mean, that is an awesome little add-on stat at the very end. 15% more to your strength. So yeah, he had some powerful sword as well. But you know, I have some pretty high tier light swords, fire swords, so I just kind of make do with those. I really wasn't stressing this thing. Some of this other gear though, for Zero, I feel like Zero, a lot of him is behind that paywall, behind that one piece of gear. So I might obviously have to get Zeros, especially for guild versus guild. He's been doing alright in there, and you know, him doing 50% more damage now with his abilities, his skills, I think is going to be really nice for him. But these new heroes, they got some powerful stuff too. Leave me a comment, let me know what you're choosing, or if you're just getting both of them. I'm going to obviously at least get one of each, and I'm going to get Zeros. And on that note, make sure to like and sub so you can support my work, and I will see you on the flip side. Later, everybody.